And yes, we are live with Engineer Esther Martins. And yes, it is my intentional parenting journey this morning. And you are going to be listening to Engineer Esther. Engineer Esther is streaming live all the way from South Africa. Yes, you want to actually listen to her. And also, Engineer Esther is one of the cohort leads. You want to listen. You know, these are cohort leads are powerful people. Very, very powerful people. Thank you so much, Engineer Esther, for being here. And we really do appreciate you. Thank you for doing this with me. We do not take it for granted. I am looking forward to an exciting time with you live right here. Talk to me. All right, so let me see you in the comment section. Please confirm that you can see us, you can hear us, that you can see all the both of us, you can hear us, and that you have been able to send the link to a family or a friend. I am particularly looking forward to this session. And good morning to you all. By the way, I'm streaming live from Benin City. Yes, it was an exciting moment over the weekend where we had Benin Summit. What do you think happened? Benin is never going to be able to recover. They are not recovering anytime soon. We don't even want them to recover in the next 1 year. It was an amazing time in Benin. Shout out to you guys, Benin Yarders. I see you, Dr. Happiness is second. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, and Omolara, all the Benin Yarders, yesterday we had a good, interesting sit-up. It was so amazing. And I look forward to seeing UK Yarders on Thursday. See, if you miss any of these summits, even as a Yada, you miss something very tangible in your journey. Put me anywhere. Something really tangible. By the time we were finishing yesterday, and someone said this is like an encounter, sitting here and actually just listening. It's not the same with your, it's not the same. There's something about the physical thing. So come out, Bini Yadas came out in Mars. It was just amazing. Shout out to you guys. We have done Port Harcourt, Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and we have done Benin, 5 cities all in 1 year. And then this weekend we will be in Birmingham. And if you have your family and friends, you want to actually get them through to Birmingham. I know that there are a few cities who are also gearing up to host us next year. We look forward to that. At least we are sure
Yes.
of being in Zambia. We cannot wait to be there.
Yeah.
I am excited about it already. We're going to be in Lorry. We're going to be in Warri. Of course, as the cities come up and we have the roll up and the lineup of the cities, we're going to let you know, and all of that. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. Dr. Happiness said, yes, we collected prophetic hugs. Thank you for joining us this morning. And thank you so much for being here. Ekemini, yes, I see you. Benin is Benin. That's how to say it. Yes, and I see you, Coach Amolola. Thank you so much for being here. Messi said I did 140 squats today. TIP fitness. Hashtag TIP fitness. I see you guys. Well done. And so this morning we have Engineer Esther Martins. Engineer Esther Martins is streaming live all the way from South Africa. South Africa should be one of our destinations. Yeah?
Yes.
All the way from we're going to be in South Africa. All the way from South Africa, and she is sharing on my intentional parenting journey. Talk to me, Engineer Esther. How did you get in contact with the Intentional Parent Academy?
Once again, good morning, coach. And I don't take this for granted at all. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was my husband last year. This is 2024. It was last year. Okay, the last 2 years. He was watching this the year we had this Parenting is War with Praise for Warware. Then he watched that webinar, live streaming. Then he said he started following you up. He said he wanted to know who this woman was and started following your teachings. Then one day called and he called me and said, "Sweetheart, I really want us to seek help in our parenting. I can see you are struggling." And indeed, I was struggling. I just thought it's about giving birth to children, help them grow, become something, like we always say, become something, and that will just be all about it. But he said, "I want you to follow this woman. I've been following her teaching before I introduce you." He said, "Okay, just follow her up and let's see if you can get in for December." Then we joined, like, I started following you like 2 months before December 2023, or 3 months into that. Then getting tips and acts, like we always say, Tuesday Live, you come on Facebook, your write-ups. I was following up. Of course, some things we were saying there was really hitting me. Especially when you said, okay, let me not deviate, because you're asking how I got to know you. Then I started following you. Then I said for my husband to recommend someone. My husband is a pastor. So for him to recommend someone for me to follow, who is this woman? Then I started following and I saw, really, she's not just about, okay, parenting is that. She was deep in what she's deep in what she does and says. Followed. Then 1st of December, I got into the yard. So it was my husband that made me get to know you. And I bless God that he made me follow you. I bless God, Coach. So it's my husband. So please, whenever you see my husband, Pastor Martins, please just let me tell him thank you, because he helped me. He kept telling me there is more, sweetheart, there is more. There is so much in you that you are just locking up. You are not many things. So he just said, just follow this woman. Especially for your parents, it will give you calm. And thank God I listened. Thank God I'm here. That's how I got to
Wow. This is the point where you shout hallelujah in the comment section. Martins, shout out to you. Don't worry, man. The day we see Pastor Martins in South Africa, we shall be on the floor, the ballet for him. And yes, we must say thank you to Pastor Martins. And I love it when it's, men that actually say, we need to seek help. This thing, we need to actually walk through. And, that is so amazing. Thank you again and again. During our time in Benin, there were, quite a number of husbands who were present at, our meetup, fathers, our meetup yesterday night. It was amazing. You could see there was a particular father who said, "I'm the one that introduced my wife to the inner." I was like, oh wow. Now we're having men pull their wives into. It's no longer the other way around, where we are saying, oh, it is only women that are not. Somebody asked me one time, inner circle is it for only women? And I said, no, inner circle, it is first. In fact, parenting is first a man thing before it is a woman's thing. Wasn't it God that said we are helpers of their ministry? Yeah. So if we are helpers, why are we in the forefront? We are not in the forefront. So in the yard, we are permanent candidates of helpers. We are not Deborah. And I'm sure that Yadas understand what I mean. We are not Sister Debbie. Every Yada who is listening to me gets it. And if you don't get it, get into the yard. Forget about it. Get into the yard and you will know who Auntie Debbie is and why we are not Auntie Debbie. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. You're listening to Engineer Esther Martins. Engineer Esther Martins is streaming live all the way from South Africa. She is in ministry. She is an engineer. She is a mom. I want to hear your story, Engineer Esther. I am particularly interested in how the transformation has happened, and if you are to begin to chronicle all your transformation, I know that you are one of those others that have plenty things to say. And, yesterday while we start to listen to Yadas in Benin, we wanted to say everybody should speak for 1 minute at a time. So people will say, please, 5 minutes is not enough. Allow us. Let's be able to and we talked. People spoke. People spoke about where they were coming from. Someone I remember even said how she was suicidal before inner circle and how all of that is gone. She said how it happened, I still do not understand. I still do not know. at the most of the times we were actually in tears most of the part. And it was so heartwarming to see how lives have been transformed. While people spoke, most people who spoke were in tears, in literal tears. And how life has been. You're looking at your life before now and what
Yes.
right now,
Yes.
not because you've been able to apply, just direction, simple instructions, simple things, given, and here it is that we are. So I know that even 1 hour, yeah, that's we say 1 hour is never enough to
Hey.
actually get people, to share this. 1 hour, 30 minutes, we increased it, yet we see others struggling to chronicle the things that they've been able to see in 1 year. The truth is, until you actually hear people's transformational journey, when I listened to that particular yada, and I was listening to her saying she was suicidal. She has attempted suicide, not that she was just suicidal. Had an attempt to suicide and somehow stumbled upon this place, and then eventually had to find herself in the inner circle. And while she was sharing that story, I had goose pimples all over me, and I'm sure she didn't have the time to really chronicle her story in it. She just kept talking. Just kept talking. And until you see things like this, you would think that we're just faking it, like my father and the Lord will say, we're not faking it. There's so much tangibility that people come out with. I have never spoken to Engineer Esther before, and I'm looking forward to actually hearing her share, her journey and what the inner circle have done in the past 10, 11 months, 10 months plus. We are about 44 days to the new cohort, and we are counting down in days now. By 1st of December, we start the very new cohort, and that's what something we're looking forward to. I tell people that 1st of December is our Christmas day in the inner circle.
Yes.
You miss it, you miss it, you miss out. You miss it, you miss out. There's a part of your life that is never unlocked with the right community. Until you find yourself in the right community, there is a part of your life that will be missing. It's not, must I be in this place? It's beyond that. There's a part of your life that will never get unlocked until you find yourself in the right systems. And I tell you for free, the inner circle of the Intentional Parent Academy is the right system. Talk to us, Engineer Esther Martins. How has the inner circle transformed your life, your marriage, ministry, whatever it is, in whichever part that you want to take it from? Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you once again, Coach. There was when we're doing 100 days, the 100 days in the inner circle, and we asked to just put up a write-up in the group. I said that TIP should not just be the intentional parenting, should be the intentional person, because TIP deals with your personality. It deals like it nakeds you, strips you of all you know, shatters you, and begin to mold you again. When we just joined, I'm a minister of the gospel by God's grace, before even being married to my husband. Then you said you can be a minister and you can raise the dead and raise idiots. That one became like an attack to me, like, what is this woman saying? But over the month in the inner circle, that statement dawned on me. You can raise the dead and raise idiots. Okay, you're doing well in ministry, you're touching lives, but your own seed at home are not being impacted. So this thing has really transformed my parenting, both my biological children and my children in the Lord, my children in faith. It has really, really impacted the way I relate to every one of them. Of course, I thought I was patient with them, with my children, of course, my children in faith, but I realized I am more patient. I am more empathic. There's some things pastor will want to say, this person, this, I will just say, calm down. You don't know what this person is dealing with. You don't know. So this, I realized I was more flexible in leading these people. Like, they were about my biological children. Like, I have 2 boys and a girl. There is a 9-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 7-year-old girl. It's been raising them has been war. Like, no manual, nothing. No one is telling you how to do. You just felt we just go with the spare the rod, spoil the child kind of parenting. Okay, if you do anything, but we're trained to know that beating resets their brain. That thing resets that. So if you can just give them one spank, one slap, their brain will reset. We never knew we were damaging their brains until when I got to the inner circle. So it was a struggle. It was boring. It was difficult to raise them, but I couldn't know where to get help. I didn't know, who do I speak to? Who should help? I didn't even know I should seek help. I just felt I have the Bible. Bible says spare the rod. So that one is what I need until when I joined the inner circle. You started telling us what to do. My first break was the relief I got during Christmas last year. Oh my God. You were telling us that why are we putting pressure? You said you mentioned calling Auntie Etima, I think the previous year, on the 23rd, and she said she was in the market. You were like, what are you doing in the market on 23rd? You told us that we are the one putting this pressure. Oh, it's Christmas. My first break on the inner circle was how Christmas was handled. Last year, was the best Christmas ever since I got married. Was the best. Like, no pressure. I was able to buy what I could buy. I was able to, I'm trying to calm down, coach. I'm trying to calm down. It's a lot. Like that holiday plan, and in that plan we had movies to watch. The guests were expecting what to cook per day. So there was a guide. Okay, I told you told us how to make our children feel relevant and let them know what's happening. If there's someone coming to the house, let them know. They'll just see someone appear. So I told them, okay, we are having a guest. This woman is coming with 2 children. This is what we are doing. We are watching this movie. It was the Christmas atmosphere was so organized. My son could just open the bundle and said, okay, mommy, today we are watching this one. Today we are watching. Then I could go and get. I couldn't get the pajamas, but I was able to just get the cap and we all put on red. We bride. There was this fun. Then it moved down like that to emotional intelligence. That time, how you taught us the courses affected my thinking, affected my life. Like like when you said when your child says no to you, something is telling you you are losing control. Hey, this child wants to come. Like this child doesn't know you are the mother. This. You are agitated. Hey. I was the day you were teaching that webinar, I was just looking at myself in the mirror like that. I was like, God, this thing is true. Because I feel I don't want to be disrespected. I'm the mother here. I'm your mother. Power tussle. But with knowledge, with inner circle, with what we've been learning, I've been learning to take it easy with them. Then in my marriage, of course, I told you, this inner circle is the Intentional Person Academy. It's dealing with my person. So of course, I've been more understanding with my husband. I have been much more much more understanding. Because then I listen. When I don't really listen. I won't say I'm there yet, but I'm learning more to listen. But most time when he's talking, I just want to answer. And the answer is not like, not insult. Of course we shouldn't, but I just feel I want to explain. My mind. This is what I think. But I never knew when I'm doing that day, I'm actually, clashing with him. Then we learned that emotional, that's all the times, the tools we're learning, because most time, even the tools I do it with my husband as well. Then, of course, my business. Apart from that, I was able to, I do some things on the sides. I'm able to extend what I learned there, not just my children, my biological children, to everyone that comes around me, to extend this learning all around. So this inner circle has affected me all around. Then we talk about yelling. When we were talking about, when we were dealing about that in the inner circle, my mom was, you always tell us then, and I like the fact that you are being open, because there is a level of strength gain when we know that the person telling us this also went through what they are teaching. They are not just come like one superhero telling you, this. You told us how daddy was a chronic yeller. You prefer daddy beat you than he spoke. That part of that daddy was my mom. Why the part of your mom was my dad? Switch. That was not the very loud type, but mommy was a yeller. Lord Jesus, mommy could yell the house down. Hey, so it was just natural for us to shout. Yeah, you also want to let out some energy. This. So with inner circle, I began to gain insight into that yelling. I found out that it doesn't just affect who you are yelling on, it also affects you, your health, everything. I started extending it to myself, extending to my husband, how he talks. Please, can you be a bit more relaxed? So even when I won't say I've completely stopped yelling. No, I haven't. But there's this check in my head, like, babe, like you were telling us we should have a mantra. Say, babe, calm down. Check when I go we are more aware. When the voice is high, I am more aware that there is a check. Inner circle is that system that puts a check on you. It just puts a check, make you know, okay, hey girl, you are going off boundary, you are leaving this line, this is not how to do. Is an all-rounder. Is you told us doing one of the intentional parenting journey last year, and I really wish all others can watch these journeys, because you learn most things from these journeys. Because when coach just teach it, okay, she teaches it, but when you hear that someone implemented and had results, that can also inspire you. Like you talked about executive functioning skill. Then I used to listen to tips and acts that children should be involved in cooking, or like washing dishes. So I was like, hey, my boy was 8 years then. So I was like, this boy will wash dishes. He would just finish all my washing liquid. We use sunlight here. So I said, he will just finish all my sunlight. I will not give him, he will waste it. He will just finish everything in washing one plate. So that's why I don't allow him, and the mess he will make. But doing that intentional parenting of last year, a woman said, that particularly lady that talked about how the intentional parenting improved her husband's medical business, it improved how their hair. That particular, I won't forget. She said a 3-year-old at school, the teacher was telling her that she allows the girl wash with morning fresh, that she washes. So I was like, wait a minute. If at school she's allowed to waste morning fresh at school, that is being paid for and all that, then me that is at home, what's my excuse? That was the day I started allowing my boy wash. I said, let him waste all the waste. I'll buy it so far he learns. And today, he doesn't even waste that much. He just uses normally. So inner circle touched all my, like, every area. What's up with relationship with my siblings? Oh, that one's a story for another day. It has affected how I related. I put up a win sometime in the year about my brother that was very unfriendly, angry. He was always discerning himself. And suddenly it came up that he wanted to get married. And everybody was like, who will follow you go there? So I was like, hey, this thing I have learned, conflict resolution, this, that. Okay. I now called him and say, okay, but I was able to just manage it. Before you know, my sister was willing to follow, because our both parents are late. My sister was willing to follow him from Lagos to go to Benue for his marriage. So we're able to just manage that situation. I've been able to, like, during April, we lost our church venue. End of March, we lost our place of worship. Hey, if it was before, I don't know how I would have managed it. I don't know how I would have coped with it. End of March was our last day at the previous venue. So, like, throughout until we didn't get another venue until the last Sunday of April. So that was like practically a month of no worship center. So
Oh,
on
wow.
during the Sundays of this day, of this time of, we worship online. Hey, something will be said. I'll be saying to myself, oh, we are not in COVID now. Why should you be doing service online? It was during lockdown that this thing happened. There's no lockdown. Why are we doing service online? And the thing we want to well up, that worry we want to come, but I'll just tell myself, babe, calm down. Nobody die. You will get a space. Doing the emotional, your voice note during the emotional intelligence month, that your voice note to prepare us for the webinars was what I was hearing. You will tell us, see, things are going to happen in your life. See, things are going to happen in your husband's family. Things are going to happen that you have to hold it as a wife. Things are going to happen. So those voice notes kept coming and say, this is what is happening.
Okay, I don't think we can hear our guest again. Maybe there is a bit of a network glitch.
Just wait. Okay.
Engineer Esther? Or is it from my end? Can you hear us?
I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, please go ahead. Sorry, we're cut off a bit. Oh, it said we can hear her. Oh, wow. Okay, so maybe it was me. All right, please go ahead, ma'am.
So I was now able to navigate that time. The third Sunday before the Sunday we got it, because we're all over the Randburg looking for venue. We're all over looking, but we don't want church here, this, or some of them was way beyond our budget. So it was just, then we said, you know what? We have worship for online 2 Sundays. Let's see how we can worship. Let's see how we can get a rented event center for the 3rd Sunday. Coach, can you hear me, ma?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Then we got the place paid for on Friday, paid for to worship on Sunday. Then on Saturday morning, they asked us how many of us are coming and how long we are staying. We asked, as soon as we send them the number of people coming and everything, they said, you know what, your money, you underpaid. And they refunded us our money on Saturday morning. Hey, that church, we have already sent out the flyers that we are worshiping an event center. We sent out the invitations everywhere. So on Saturday morning, the money was sent back to us. I went to spread clothes, I remember. Then on coming back, I saw my husband by the pavement. He told me, it's so sweetheart, these people just refunded our money. Hey, my stomach first turned, but I was calm. I said, Father, we have sent it. I said, you know what, sweetheart? Dress up, enter the car, let's go and meet them. Let's just go and meet them. We can't be doing phone conversations now. Today is Saturday. Let's move, let's drive there. We went to meet them and they said, this, the manager is not around, this, that, but it's beyond the capacity you paid for this. So we said, I told my husband, as it is now, we can't really drag with these people and say, what's the difference? Because you always tell us, think, what next? This thing has been done. What next? What next? They said we have to add an extra, because we use rands here, 1,000 rands extra. Of course, that was a lot. But I told him, it's fine. I said, now when we weigh the options, we will lose more if we try to take this money back. Because where are we going to get a place and we invite less food? We're able to manage that situation. It was in church the next day. We told some leaders this was what happened. But we were able to pay the money and smoothly we had service the next day. And the next Sunday, God already gave us a venue, Tuesday of that week. So I was able to go through that process. All the while I was still, whatever you post, or I will talk, I will reply. I was battling that stuff, but I was able to carry it because of what you have been pumping into us through the Inner Circle program. So, Ma, if I can go on and on, but a lot have changed. A lot have changed. I am more calmer inside. A lot have changed. My work with God has improved. Because I realized this week I cannot talk to you when it's noisy. Then you are just there, wondering how things will go, what will happen. You tell us more, like when I joined the Inner Circle, I look for those tiny details. Ne? You said, please, if you have not attended to you, be patient, because WhatsApp blocked us, something like that, because a lot of people are coming in. There was something that happened that early time. I don't know if you remember, Coach. You said
Mm.
WhatsApp blocked,
Yes.
something like that happened. But he said we are not shaking. It's under control. I say, eh? WhatsApp harassment with all those technological problems. And she was still, she said, don't worry, we thought it will be fine because we send messages, no answer. And whenever you come calm, you talk. I say, okay, all right, this thing is happening. She's not being straight. All right. So I picked that. A lot, my coach, a lot. Is it the fact that you want everybody to shine? You take people, you teach them, and you bring them to teach others. Auntie Tima will always say it was coach that helped. It's coach that helped me. That told me you can do this. Coach Ebuka will say you coach, and you always tell us about the other adults in our life. Indeed, I have seen that other adult part because you are like the parents, and you have given us the other adults. Auntie Tima, Coach Ebuka, you are the so you like we like you allow us to relate to this one, relate to this one, and you're not threatened. You're not threatened. Like, yes, talk to them. This, but so there is this confidence. There is this, hey, ma, let me not go too far. But TIP is an all-rounder. Like your spiritual life, your finances. Ever since I joined TIP, I have money more. I have money more. Yes, ma, I'm telling you with full chest. I have money more. I've learned to save. I started putting something aside around end of March. You see, I've learned to. There is no time I don't have money. There is hardly a time. It might just be less than what I expect, but there is no time like I don't. There is money either in the e-wallet, in the bank account, or physically. There is just, which is not pastor, not like me personally. I'm able to do business. I'm able to, like you taught us negotiation. Hey, coach, you know that thing you say, coach ma. Oh God, mistakes you have made when you come and tell us. I say, oh, Abasimbo, I wish I've known this woman before. Hey, Jesus. There was a woman, a lady came to meet me, right? She said, because I am a Kwaibomite, I'm from a Kwaibo, full-blooded, but I was born in Lagos. So I'm more of Yoruba because of where I stay. So here they see me as a Yoruba person. It's only people that knows I'm from a Kwaibo. Then this lady came to meet me and said, please, ma, I have a sister that wants to get married. She's a Zambian that wants to get married to a Yoruba man. And she needs to learn about Yoruba culture. Of course, that was around that time. When I heard you talk about learning culture during one of the months, I was like, wow, so this is a big deal. Then she wants to learn about the culture and what they do and all that. I said, no problem, I can teach. Then they were asking me, Coach Ma, what is my charges? That was before I joined my circle. Hey, I was telling them, no, it's fine because she was a member. Because she was connected, she was related to me. God, no. Financial trauma did not allow me give charges. They were asking me, man. They asked me like 3 times, how much will you charge? So that we can, I told her, don't worry, when we are done, you can appreciate me with what you have. Oh, man. When I look back to that day, I say, I wish I have known in that circle. Because you kept telling us you don't want to charge for that talent because you feel, I say, Coach is talking to me. Coach is talking to me. I say, Esther, you missed that money that time. Sincerely, Coach. Adma, do you know we finished the whole class session and all. Till today, ma. Till today. Not a cent. These people just stopped picking my call. Man. So there was a day Pastor Fred was here and he said he wanted to start a particular teaching platform. And he said, no, not start. A pastor of his wanted to invite him to teach ministers. So he said he would tell him that, see, when I'm done, brother, give me whatever God laid in your heart. I said, no. I said, no. I said, sir, don't do that. I was a victim. Charge. Oh, Jesus. I said, please, sir, don't do that. I made that mistake. Don't do after I've learned from on what you said, and I've been able to. I have been able to be more comfortable with charging. Like, you want this thing, this is the amount. I'm not, before I feel, hey, they will feel, say, Charlie, as she's my pastor's wife, she too like money, maybe that. No, charge, this is what this is. I sell books, I sell other things. This is why I'm not put, it's not about church now, it's me. I've been able to be more comfortable with that. So, hey, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. I just want to say TIP is intentional. The Intentional Person Academy is a life wire. Like you said one that time, that TIP is like you're swimming. That even brings me to another thing. During the when my children wants to go swim, is advised that an adult stay with them when they go swim. So there is this neighbor of ours that I always talk to. Are you swimming? A teenager, a girl. I said, please, can you just stay with the children while they swim? So she will go. The reason why I don't go is not really because I don't have time. It's because when I go that far, I'll be disconnected from internet from the house because it's far from our flat. I'll be disconnected from, so by then I just feel it's boring sitting there. But with Inner Circle, with the books we have to read, and now I look for time to read. So I just, okay, when they want to swim, let me just pick up book and go and sit there. So it's no longer boring for me to go and sit. I go with the phone, but I don't even open it. I'm sitting there with the book. Sometimes I even stay longer than they should because I'm so engrossed reading. Me read. My husband was telling me that time that, so that you hardly read. Sometimes he would give me books, say, can you finish this book? I will not finish it. I will just be picking from this page that I don't read. It's just some few books here and there. The reading was not a priority. But now I want to read. The time is not even enough. I'm saying, then I asked myself one day, I say, Esther, you have wasted time. Oh. What you have learned this month. I said, but I would just tell myself, don't look at the years you have lost. Look at the years you have left. Let me stop here.
Thank you, Engineer Esther Martins. We are streaming live, and Engineer Esther is streaming live all the way from South Africa. And she's sharing her journey. There was something she said that was very, very, instructive to me when she was talking. She talked about adversity. One of the things that you're going to learn if you sit anywhere around me is that adversity is a constant key, right? As I'm seated here now, there's an adversity. But so I tell people. So one of those days, I think one of my teammates came came to work. And it was just looking, and I said, so what's wrong with you? He said, oh, I had a headache and all of that and all of that. And I said, but are you dying? He said, no, I'm not dying. So it's like a saying in my office, like you're not feeling like, but you're not dying, right? If you're not dying, you gotta move. So somehow I think over the years there is something that we've built around what success should mean. So we think that success is all about having everything smooth. So people see me and say, Coach, because your life is perfect. When people say those things, I laugh myself. When I lie down on the bed, I'm always laughing. I'm constantly getting is because your life is perfect mantra. Or it's because your life is a certain way kind of thing. It's because you have everything figured out. How is it that anybody has everything figured out? No single soul does. Nobody does. The only difference is that our perspectives are different. So
Yes.
in the office, I usually say that I am able to actually see the thing differently. While you see it as an adversity, I see it as an amazing opportunity. While you see it as suffering, I see it as something interesting that should happen. Last year at the peak of, I remember that incident at the peak of onboarding people for my intentional parenting, onboarding people for the Inner Circle in 2024. I remember that. So WhatsApp just locked us out. We had only one single admin number, and everybody was reaching out. We had thousands of people to onboard, and then we didn't have answers for them. I know every day when we come out, the team will say, so what do we do? How do I say, what we will move. We'll find a way to move. And it's not something you are not dead yet. For me, one thing is, if you are once you are not, maybe you are not died. Did anybody die? Nobody died, Abby. So can we find a solution? And if nobody died, it means that even if somebody died, like I say in the inner circle, even if someone dies, we are alive now. The people that are alive, we need to continue to live. All right. And it's just very, it just changes your perspective about life. And one of those days, our daughter had gone to the hospital. A family friend had called and said, "Oh, where is I'm in the hospital with Ife. Oh, she's trying to check up and all of that. She's not feeling okay. She had a fever." So the family friend came later on in the evening. We had gone, she had taken her drugs, and she was cooking in the kitchen that same evening. And she said, "I don't understand. I thought you said she was in the hospital earlier today." I said, "Yeah, but she's not dying. She's okay." And in fact, I said, "I'm fine. I just want to fix food so that everybody." So you just keep moving, right? So that has also helped even me to see that, one of the things that we learned is that, especially from our parents, when adversity came to most of our parents, they gave up. They gave up. You see some of, um, um, our this thing, something happens to a particular, father, he loses his job. You see that the atmosphere of the house changes. The man cannot pick up himself. You can pinpoint in your family when something changed. It was just because one adversity happened, and the moment that adversity happened, everything you
Yes.
lost. Your parents
Yes.
lost, your mother or your father lost it. You can remember that particular incident. And interestingly, right, you find out that if we allow those things float us, you realize that you are not even able to solve your problems, because you're everywhere. Most times we say we are thinking, but believe you me, we are not thinking. In fact, thinking can be a crippling effect. Thinking can be a crippling effect. All this, I'm thinking about it. And why are you thinking? Move. You think on the go. I remember that last week I sent a voice note and I said, if you're thinking on the go, you're moving. You're not think on the go. But the time that WhatsApp incident happened, one of the things that we did was we have multiple numbers now. So we're not going to have that challenge ever. So you think, how do you mitigate an adversity per time? So as you're thinking, you're moving, don't say in a hey, I'm thinking, my life. Hey, all of us have challenges. So every single one of us. When I was listening to Engineer Esther, she said we lost the whole church venue. As ministers of the gospel, that is a big deal. I don't think you understand it. A whole church venue, we don't know where to go to. And we were having to resort to doing, things. And all they did was that they were moving. In 1 month, they didn't have a church venue. Nobody died now, but they were moving. They were moving, thinking of solutions. As it's coming, they were taking it in. As it's happening, they were taking it in. Whatever it is that was happening, they were taking it in, and all of that. So when challenges come to you, and the first thing you do is to panic, the devil have you on a frying pan, straight up. So the devil will just fry you, because that's the first place that he wants you to get to, where you are, hey, and all of that. It's interesting. The other day I was watching Mr. Godsday is right in front of me. I was watching him, and something happened in the office. Everybody was he was just calm. He was just talking normally. Nothing is a problem. Now we'll solve it. It's a problem. Can we think of how we're going to solve it? Did they bring any dead body to the office? No. So we'll think of how to solve it, and we're going to be okay. So let's not, keep. That's one of the things that, learning in an environment actually does for you. All right. Engineer Esther, you have turned your camera. I think you should turn it back. Learning in an environment does for you, right? Because there are systems. When I started this conversation, I said that there are things in your life that will never be unlocked except you're in the right community. There is an aspect of your life that will never be unlocked except you are in the right community. I see you, Coach Ruth, my baby girl of life. I see you here. Yes, and of course, excuses are burial place for kings. Let me tell you an interesting thing. Coach Ruth is here. All of us were awake till 2 a.m. this morning, but we're here, bubbling, except I tell you that I didn't sleep till 3 a.m. You don't know about it, yeah? So I'm the one telling you now that I had only 3 hours of sleep because we're busy trying to, set our lives right. So I'm not going to come here and I say, because I slept late. Hey, I cannot be live by 8. I've had a meeting this morning. So before you are even live, I have achieved about 2 hours of work, even before I'm live here. So it's a moving train thing. People understand I'm a moving train, right? So if you are able to look at those series, you're able to build all of those momentum. All of us are here this morning. All of us that were awake that slept by 3 a.m. We're all here, watching, following. We've all done a huge aspect of work before now. So it is somebody say you're panicking us. It's just in the way you see it, in the way you see life, in the way it's just a different perspective. And that actually changes something in you. You're watching life, Engineer Esther Martins. In fact, I think the most interesting part of her testimony was when she said, I always have money. One day I remember in the inner circle, I said, why are you always broke? What's the problem? What is the issue exactly? What is the issue exactly? And all the I cannot, she said, I couldn't charge, just give me whatever you think. We're not going to give you that expo. If you are not in the inner circle, stay on it. Come into the inner circle and have money if you wish, right? And when people, I've seen a lot of yarders who tell me, when I got into the yard, I understood how to multiply wealth. And of course, that has helped me to stay liquid. I see a lot of yarders begin to do things, have more money. And that's why I say, borrow money, get in here. That will be the last money you will have to borrow ever in your life. That will be the last money you will ever have to borrow in your life. And quote me, if you do everything that needs to be done in the inner circle, and you have borrowed money to be here, and you need to borrow money again, please call me a liar. Remove me from whatever it is. Block me. Ask for your money back. There is something that it unlocks in your life forever and ever and ever and ever. So staying in the right community unlocks something in your life that you can never have access to if you don't join the right community. You cannot. And it's not by reading or by, it is by being in a right circle. The Engineer Esther said that I'm a pastor, but my spiritual life has taken a new turn. My spiritual life I have a pastor in Cameroon who owns a big, massive church in the inner circle. He said, when I teach, he said, see, coach, when I teach today, my congregation is wondering, Pastor, who are you? What happened to you? He said, my message has taken a different turn. I'm no longer there quoting John chapter this, and Jesus said, he said, I'm able to relate my message in tangible terms. And he said to me, coach, my church has doubled 4 times. 4 times. I'm not telling you fables. I'm telling you stories of men. Real stories of men. Again, I say, if you need to borrow money to join the inner circle, borrow today and join. That will be the last money you ever have to borrow in your life if you do what you are told to do. Thank you again, Engineer Esther Martins, for being here. Engineer Esther, you're going to be talking about the webinars. I know that this is the part that inner circle parents are like, hey, webinar, I don't know where to start from. Please, let us hear it. What would be your top 3 webinars and why would they be so?
Hey, Ma. Talking about this assurance of borrowing money and coming in. I told our last born, I told her, please, you have a discount from me to get in to the inner circle. Then she said, of course, I sent her those things, the academy, the the promo.
Wait, I told you that we're supposed to be double line when Pastor Martin comes here. But yeah, all of the flowers. I see Pastor Martin's in the house. Thank you so much for being here, sir. It is such an honor to have you. And thank you for being light indeed. Thank you so much in the comment section. Yeah, that you guys know how we do it. All right, Pastor Martin, I look forward to meeting you physically to be here. Thank you so
He
much.
tells me, he tells me, he said, I love who you are becoming. One day he was telling me, sometimes I just secretly thank God for who I'm becoming. He said, I'm thanking God. He said, look at my wife that I was pushing to read. Now you're the one that will read. She will see me standing reading, sitting reading, taking coffee reading. Say, I'm loving who you are becoming. So, but back to the story of my sister. I told her you have a discount for me to come in. I gave her the assurance. So what you're saying now, I said, please join the circle. He said she knows you when you came to the David Center with Pastor Mildred, and that's where she worships. So she said, so I told her when you get in, she said she really learned a lot when you came to the church that time. So I told her it's not about what you learned, it's not about you just. And she said, I follow her on Instagram. I said, no, don't follow, get in. I told her, see, if you pay this money and get in, and 3 months, I didn't say the whole year, I didn't say 3 months, you don't see transformation, hold me, just call me, say, big sis, that money, I have not seen value, send it back, and I will send you every dime. That was it. I said it to her with full chest. So I'm saying this to whoever cares to listen on the comment section. Coach said when you borrow, that will be the last. She's not joking. You will not have to borrow again, because by then your head, inspiration will just be flowing like, let me stop. Coach, my first webinar was that emotional intelligence. That emotional intelligence. It healed many things I didn't even know was a trauma. It healed so much. It hit, opened some wound, healed it. Adjust, like during one of the days, Coach, your team, your sister-in-law Ma, said some of us will go to the market, we would price this thing, they will tell the person I will come back. I was guilty of that, because I couldn't find myself to tell the person, no, I'm not coming, or it's expensive. I'll just say, okay, I'll come back. But then I was like, this woman, how did she go and bring such an example? I never knew this thing was an issue. Like, then they said, when you wake your spouse at the middle of the night to say, wake up, we need to talk, say you are wicked. So that thing touched some parts of my thinking, that emotional intelligence. It really, really, really helped me to build my inner resilience. Then time and energy management. Hey, time and energy. I don't remember when last I cleaned in the morning. No. I won't say it was immediately I learned, you said it, I started. No, it was a few months later. I started knowing how to, because the thing is, when we hear things from you, we go to learn more. Coach is no longer here. Just wait for her.
Sorry about that. Oh, you should continue. So sorry.
Can you hear me, ma?
Please continue. Please go ahead. If that happens, please go ahead. All right. Thank
So
you.
like when we hear stuff, we hear things from you. We go to research more, to know more. So I started knowing how to apportion the energy. I said I have more energy in the morning. You said when you wake up in your house, it's the time to reflect, meditate, read, not to go and start cleaning. So a few more, I won't say it was immediately I heard you say it, I switched. No, it was months into the months down the line. I started doing more the house cleaning in the night. In the morning, I'm awake. The children wake up. They're able to do their stuff. No, I'm not rushing to go and clean one thing, wash one thing everywhere. So I'm able to manage my energy. I'm able to do high energy tasks at my peak. So that energy, that's how my energy management, so especially for the children also, really, really helped. You tell us about routines, put down your top priorities, what you must do for that day. You might not necessarily finish it, but you know you achieve something. So most times at the end of the day, I just go to where I put that tag paper. I said, okay, I did this. I didn't do this. Okay, carry over tomorrow. But there is this sense of urgency. You always tell us have a sense of urgency. Then the third one would be, maybe this would have even come as the second, but I would see the third. This traveling skills webinar. Hey, Lord Jesus. This traveling skills webinar. Like, you said when the twins turned 10, we went to launch them traveling alone. Then when it was a day to their launching that particular test, like that plan, he said if you have not tested your plan, if you have not tested your plan, it's not I was trying to get how you put it. Then you said the next day, you and governor were, and by the way, thank you for rephrasing. I didn't all the while. I didn't 1 month into the inner circle. I didn't know that governor was your husband. I was like, who is this? The governor? Who is this? The governor? So I go, okay, governor, okay. I know that. So I said, oh, that is. Thank you for making us know how to honor our husbands more. That's a real honor. So that's by the way. So you said the next day the twins were going to fly. You and your husband started contemplating. Are you sure? Are you sure? Maybe we should call somebody. Maybe that you had that fear, but you did it afraid. You tell us, do it afraid. Yes, you're afraid, do it. But you allowed them fly. So I said, Esther, can you launch something? Your son's school, the older one, is a 7-minute walk, yes, to his brother's school. So the transporter picks that one at the school first, then go pick that one. So I was just saying, so most times if we are going to pick them, we go one stop, another stop. So I said, can we just see a way to make our son walk to his brother's school and wait there? Then we pick him. My husband said, okay, no problem. But the day we were to carry out that plan, my husband said, you know what? Wait, just tell him to wait. I'll go and pick. I said, no, that's fear. I just remembered the scenario of you and governor having that struggle. I said, coach had the struggle, but she still allowed them. I said, no. Even my whole mind was beating, but I said, we will do this thing. Nothing will happen. There is nobody. You tell us you allow children to take bike and go and get some things outside the house. No, I know that. Nothing, nobody will carry anybody. Nobody will kidnap anybody. I said, so that day, man, we were waiting. So I was waiting to hear from the driver that I have picked both of them from the younger brother. So my mind was just there. I checked the time, 2 o'clock. They closed 2:05. So by walking, it should be there 2:15 at most. So I was checking, waiting, chatting with the driver. Have you seen him? Oh, I was just. My son was telling me, Mommy, I can walk. He wanted to, man, the way trauma makes us box these children. Hey, yeah. We box them, our fear, we garage them with our own trauma because they were not allowed to. But so he said, Mommy, I can walk to my brothers. I can, but that's that day. So when they came back, I was like, Coach, Mommy, did you walk to right? He said, yes, Mommy, I walked alone. Ma, I put it on the group. I always put my win on the group. It's intentional. I always register it because I know once I share it, it's a win. Once somebody has seen it, I'm not coming back to come and say otherwise. It's a win. Once I put it on the group, this is my win. Immediately he came back from school. Oh my God, I felt I felt proud. And he also, his ego, like, that thing of I'm in charge came up strongly. Like, I walked to I said, God, you walked to your brother's school. I celebrated it from that day, that travel skill month till today. He will still walk to his brother's school. That is, it has, so that pick, stop and pick here, stop and pick here, it ended. Oh, man. That was the traveling skills that brought that part. Then when you talk inside the traveling skills, you talk about the other adults there. Then my son is in the boys' academy, not the the boys' academy. Anyway, what he learned there, one time we're going to a shop, just like he told us to allow them do things while you just watch, don't interfere. Then he was working. Then you told us that traveling skills, they become more aware of their environment. Then when we're going to this shop by the fuel station, they call it garage. Fuel station is called garage in South Africa. So he saw this big place in the fuel station, this engine garage. There's this big hole carved out with a big stone. Then they put this cones, meaning don't park here. Caution cones. So it was, what are these things? So, now I just wanted to quickly start telling him it is for this. I said, no. I just restrained myself. I said, you have been taught leadership. Go and meet, because you were telling us that your daughter is in Koshetima. Within me, I was like, what will she learn that you have not taught her? But I felt you still wanting her to be under someone. That's a kind of other adult advantage. I said, okay, if coach can still put our children under someone. So I now told him what you were taught, that you are a leader, navigate yourself. So I said, go and meet that man and ask him what is here. So he was like, Mommy, I can't go. He's 9 now, 9 years. I said, go, Mommy. He said, Mommy, come. I said, no, I'm not coming. I just stayed. He went, I said, greet first, don't forget. He greeted the man and asked, do you know, ma, this man gave him audience. Like, he started explaining this here where we receive the petrol, this is the there, this is this. He said, come, let me explain to you, boy. Maybe you might own a fuel station in the future. And then the last one is the sex educates your child like a pro. That month was both emotional, was both, it was a mix-up of feelings. See, that month we were doing sex educate, it brought memories I didn't want to remember. So many things came and so many healing came. We were able to talk about sex on the group, talk about what happened when we were growing up unashamedly. Like, that webinar became an eye-opener when we were told to stop batting with your 3-year-old, with your, we didn't know that these things were a big deal. Since then, I stopped. I had to tell my before, when I'm rubbing my cream, I will tell myself, please, can you help me rub my back? Since that, after that webinar, I stopped it. I stopped telling me, my husband is not around. If I try to put my hand, wherever my hand reach, I just feel, but it's open. I told us that time, I put on the group when you were telling us that even your 3-year-old or 4-year-old can learn. You want to tell them about, so I was like, Coach, how will 3-year-old learn sex thing? So I said, let's see, people, whatever you hear, do it anyway. Just do it. Just do it. So I started telling him, in that book, you tell your 3-year, or 2, 3, or 2, between 2 to 5, tell them, hey, don't touch my body, then walk away. So I said, let me do it anyway. And I was telling my 3-year-old, you see, this is your penis, your private part, all your body is private. I told them what you've been teaching us. If anyone touches it, don't touch, walk away. Then one day, the elder brother had a pain, had a rash on his penis. And he was showing me, Mom, see. And I was going to the penis to see. My 3-year-old shout, Mom, stop! Don't touch his penis. I see. I was dazed. I said, this thing coach has been saying, tell these children. They are hearing you, ma. So emotional intelligence, time and energy management, traveling skills. Oh, you said today I mentioned for Ma. That question is very hard for us to answer. Ma, I wish you can say what's your top 8 webinars. Then we can start from there because there is no. If you try to like when I've been watching the journey, I said okay, let me start preparing. I started putting this my webinar notes. I started taking out some points. I said, okay, in case I'm asked, Esther, I'll write this one out. No, I'll cross it. No, this one number 2. No, this one number 3. But they are all the emotional intelligence, the time management, the traveling skills, let's educate them. That month of it's a lot, man. Every webinar, the last one we had about legacy. When we come back in the yard, we say, hey, coach has scattered table, coach. The next one coming again, we say, I will say, well, it's a lot. The webinars are life changing. It's a lot, ma.
Amazing, amazing. You're listening to Engineer Esther Martins. And of course, Engineer Esther Martins is streaming all the way from South Africa. And she is sharing with us on my intentional parenting journey. And she is in fact, when she said, I was wondering how my 3-year-old will learn tech conversations. And and I was able to teach that one thing. And the teacher became the student eventually. Where Jesus Christ, when Mary came, that's the mother of Jesus, came to the people at the wedding whose wine had finished. And and I'm sure that Mary knew that Jesus was going to tell them ridiculous things. In fact, she knew that what Jesus was going to say would sound like a lie. She knew that what Jesus was going to say would sound like it's not possible. So before time, even before they got there, right? Before they got there, he said, whatever he tells you to do, do it.
Do it.
That was just a thing of saying, see, don't argue, don't make sophisticated arguments, don't try to prove anything. Forget what you think that you know about wine. Whatever he tells you to do, do it. I was reading that scripture recently and I realized that those who actually, there is a level of your life you won't get to if you don't learn to follow instruction.
True.
Just like the flight, just like when you're flying a plane, you don't fly without instructions. Pilots are not called teachers. People who teach pilots in schools, they are called instructors. That's what they are called. They're not called teachers. They instruct. I'm very privileged to have a nephew who flies. He's been flying Boeing for over 6 years, right? And he flies Boeing from Canada to England to the US to different parts of the world. And one of the things that he says is, I've flown for so long, yet you cannot get into a plane without looking at the instructional manual and following them one after the other. Even if you know it, he said, this is routine. We have done it every day. But you must always confirm that even though it is routine, you will still confirm that this instruction, I have followed it. I have followed it, he said, because that is what minimizes errors. He said, at that altitude, you do not have time for opinions. At that altitude, you don't have time for arguments. At that altitude, you don't have time for, are you sure you are tested? At that altitude where they are, you can't argue, you can't share opinions, you can't. He said that altitude is like, your life is dependent on it. You do anyhow, you are gone. you are gone. And I'm like, so if you don't confirm, what happened? He said you can't even move. It's impossible to move without confirming those instructions, because those are the things that will minimize error. And when I put it to that conversation that Jesus had or Mary had with the people, Mary already saw that the things that Jesus was going to say was going to actually be hard to follow. So she forewarned them. So she said to them, just follow. If you follow, you will find the result. Now I'm imagining that the people whose wine, right? You are actually, you will say, which one is water inside the wine? How can we just pour it and it will not become wine? That's what we're doing today, right? And then we are just putting up all kinds of arguments. They just said, you know what? I'm not sure those people believed it, that water will turn into wine. I am not sure that they believed it.
Yes.
I am not sure that they believed it. I can bet, on several things on the scripture, that when they were told about that, instruction, I'm sure some people did like this. And then some people also said, let's just do it. Maybe the mother said, whatever he says we should do, let's just do it. That's why the Bible recorded that after they drank the wine, why do you think that was recorded? He said that the wine that Jesus turned was sweeter than the previous wine. It was because of their doubts that it was recorded. So they needed to actually distinguish that even though they felt it was nothing, hey, that wine you had later is better than even the wine that had finished before. And the Bible said the guests were asking, where was this wine before now? So it is important, right, that we begin to actually see that part of our lives and begin to unlock it and begin to, move with a lot of intentionality. Instead of the trial and the error, most times all of those several opinions, like just like people will have come online and say, hey, hide my ID, hey, advise me, what should I do? If you do that, you're going to find the opinions of men everywhere, and you're going to do a lot of trial and error. When you have so many opinions, that's what you do. You try this one, it doesn't work. You try this one, it doesn't work. One of the things that I told the parents in the inner circle, one of the fathers in the inner circle asked me yesterday, how did you come to a place where you can say that with exactitude the things you say, and that that when you apply them? And the man said, I have seen myself apply every single one and it's the same result I have. How did you get to that point where you know that with exactitude these instructions, when lived, will give you the same result? So when it is anchored on a system of the word of God, it because the word of God is true. Truth never fails, which is, the very most important thing that we must anchor. It doesn't fail. You can't see the truth and the truth fails you. We were at the Benin Summit and people sat for 8 hours not moving. And someone said it doesn't happen in Benin. Like how? Some people told us how they wanted to come and live by 1 or live by 3. I say, how? Do you hear the truth? When you hear the truth, it keeps you seated. It keeps you seated, because there is a path, or there's the truth just gives you and if you're telling the truth, right? If you're telling the truth, you'll be able to say this truth will give you this result. So that's one very key aspect, right, of the journey of our journey as parents. So instead of being in the place where you are in a trial and error, Mary said to the people, whatsoever he tells you to do, do it, because his word is the truth. That was just what that scripture was saying. Brenda said this is our Monday motivation. Whatsoever he tells you to do, do it. When you know what works, you are not afraid to say this works. And I'm telling you for free, with exactitude, that what we teach here works. It works like magic. You see
100%.
It works like magic. All right, Engineer Esther, somebody's listening to you now, and the person is wondering all these things they are saying. So when I join now, this thing is going to be what it is that will happen to me. Must I pay money? Why do I need to pay? You know, like you, I'm sure that if this was you many years ago, it would be like, just do it, don't worry. How did you even say it? We will help you, Abi. We will just appreciate you, right? I'm
Yes.
sure somebody is listening to me now. Wondering, can't you just do it? Let us just appreciate you, ma, so that at the end of the
Ah,
day, you shall be
no.
appreciated. Why do we need to pay for the things that is here? Thank you so much for listening to us.
Were you on your own?
Engineer Esther, are you there?
Yes, Mike, I'm here.
Please
It
go
went
ahead.
off. There was a network glitch. Ma, the Bible says, buy the truth. Buy the truth. Buy the truth. Buy the truth. Inner circle is the truth. You need to buy it. And your financial commitment automatically has a way of committing you. You know, you taught us, ma, about one of these intentional parenting journey. You ended with a mini webinar about we should not look for things that are free because that value does not deposit in us. We're having a women's conference in church this week, starting from Friday. So we have one external guest and few like 3 internal resource persons. This that internal, like their members going to be resource persons. Then one is coming from outside. So we're having a meeting with the leaders, and they were like, "Ma, should we do we need to appreciate the internal our people? Like, shouldn't we just prepare to appreciate the person coming?" I said, "No. I have learned, of course, through the inner circle, that if something will be beneficial or will stay with you, there must be an exchange." I said, these people are coming to share something with us. Yes, they are part of the women ministry. Yes, they are members, but they are coming to share something. It's only right. Success, the light of success requires that we exchange. So people listening to me, like I was seeing one of the comments on Friday when this I won't remember her name, said when somebody was sharing her journey, and someone in the comment box said inner circle per day is 278 naira, or which is less than a bottle of Coke. I've not known how much Coke has been in Nigeria, but seeing that I was like, so Coke is more than this amount that you would just drink and throw away the bottle. So dear man, dear woman, listening to me here, please, is expedient for you to pay to be in inner circle. It's an accountability system. I'm able to I'm able to read. I'm able to become. I'm able to think. My coach will say, forget the box, just think, because of inner circle. When you get into the yard, dear viewers, you will ask yourself where you have been. You will ask yourself, like, have I been living? I was asking myself, is this how I would have continued my life? Like, so when I meet God now, what will I have told him that I live this anyhow? Anyhow. It was this anyhowness was cultured in the inner circle. So, dear viewer, you need to. It's not a matter. It's not something you say, "Ma, can it be reduced or can we pay you as you appreciate?" No, get that money, join. While in the inner circle, you will get ideas that will make you generate that money and even pay back, and even more. Sincerely, I'm telling you with all sincerity that the 11 months passed I've always had money. I have always had money. I'm not saying it to try to prove any point. Not the millions I'm expecting is still coming, but I've always had money. So please, whatever you pay to be here, you will reap 1,000-fold. You will reap 1,000-fold here on earth and even in eternity. Because if your spiritual life will be affected.
Amazing. Whatever you pay to be here, you will reap 1,000-fold. And not just your physical being that will be affected, even your spiritual life will be affected. And I tell you with exactitude that that is the truth. If it doesn't get transformed, come back to me. In fact, there was a group of senior elders will say, Coach, nobody needs to disturb you. We are well able, we are very capable, and we can actually give them money back without you even knowing that money was refunded. Yes, that's the kind of people that we have built right in the academy. You're listening to Engineer Esther Martins, and she's streaming from all the way from South Africa. And yes, and she is also, she's in cohort 1Q. Somebody asked her, where is that cohort? She's in cohort 1Q. And I'm sure one what?
1L.
1L. Okay, that's true. 1L. That's Mobed. And it was Mobed that asked that question. Yes, cohort 1L, and she's sharing on her intentional parenting journey, and it's been absolutely, absolutely, an amazing place. Thank you so much for being part of this, conversation today, Engineer Esther. It's going to have to go. Yes, cohort 1L, right? Yes, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. And already we have onboarded cohort 1A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. We're in cohort K. So that's 11th cohort already. So see, thousands of people cannot be wrong. Trust me, believe you me. We're not all mad now. So that we're all now shouting. How many people can you really get to tell a lie about whatever it is that you're doing? In your last words, Engineer Esther, tell us, talk to us. What would be your concluding words as we begin to go now?
Coach, please, it's like I made a mistake. I'm looking at my phone now. This is actually 1I, not L.
Oh, one I, not L. Okay.
Not L.
I can even see one of your cohort members telling you are in cohort 1I. I saw her, Gloria. That's our assistant team leader. 1I. When we get to the yard, we will sanction
and in the
you.
next one, I'm already in 1G.
1G. All righty. All right, talk to us, ma.
Coach Ma, you did ask me for those your words, those your mantras that kept us going. That one I wrote
you want to share? Please go ahead.
You always say an intentional parent is a thinking parent. That one gets me a lot of time, because most time when I'm faced with that, they're like, Coach, say you are a thinking parent. Now think. What should we do? You say that the part of nobody died. That's my calming down capsule. Nobody died, babe. Keep carrying. Nobody died. Calm down. Number 3, parenting is in the mess. Hey, this one has helped me. This parenting is in the. I don't like my house to be scattered. I don't want things messed up. I just want everywhere organized and all. But you said it's in the mess. If you don't want to get into the mess, you're not ready to parent. So when I that mantra keeps me. It allow them try, like, do your thing in the mess. We'll clean up. Then say parenting is about you. That's one. I bought it. There was a book I bought one time, The Reading Bug, and how to make your child catch it. The Reading Bug and how to make your child. It's a book. So I was like, hey, let me buy a book for my children to catch reading bug. Ma, when I opened the first page, the writer said, you must be a reading bug before your child can be. So I said, this thing still turned back to me. What coach has been saying, parenting is about you. That if you don't become, your children will not become. I said, hey, as soon as I opened the first page, looking for one thing to make my children catch reading bug, it was still the light was still on me. So that parenting is about you. Then the part to say, choose your hard. That this one is hard. Not having a child is hard. Don't have a child is hard. Choose your hard. You know, those words have a way of keeping us going. So when we started, the first mantra was, I have time to parent my children. That helped me. Hey, that helped. Because I don't have time. Hey, and I realized, the time, when you started teaching us time blocks, like you said, doing the love your child more, read them, tell us about reading them a story in the night. I didn't have that time. Why would I just go and sit down to just go and be reading? It's boring. Like, let's just pray and sleep. What? But I realized if I set a timer, 15 minutes, I can both do the prayer and the reading. And it's no stress. So it was, and I told myself, I always say to myself, Esther, you have time. You have time to parent these children. So this has really helped me in the journey. And Coach, asked for top 3 books. He said the first day I was just saying it, the connect. I'll be following. So I write down the questions you've been asking so that I will not get a time.
All right, so let's quickly have that.
It's a connect to correct. Discipline is not an emergency, and discipline that works. We read it in 1 month. So I put it as one book. Then the last one is it's not the last one, but I'll put the last one, Bringing Up Boys, then Siblings Rivalry. Just help me, let me add that extra. Bringing Up Boys, then Siblings Rivalry. Because I suffered sibling, I put my story there on the group, you saw it. I suffered sibling rivalry firsthand. I saw what the damage it could cause. So that book, when I read it, I like, so I thought I was the only one that went through this. So to that, my last word to the viewer listening, Coach will always say, when you are in the inner circle, you are like you're swimming. Said, don't stop swimming. If you stop swimming, you drown. When I was with the kids at the pool this weekend, and I saw when my younger, the last one came out of the water, he came out, but was still in the water. His leg was still in the water, and he was shaking. It made I got an inspiration. I said, it's not only that you will drown when you stop swimming inside the water. When you come out, cold will catch you. Like, you'll be exposed to cold. Like, life cold, the cold of life will catch you if you come out of it. That I just got that while I was with him on Saturday. So please, dear viewer, do your destiny a favor. Do your destiny a favor. Start living. Don't just exist. You get to the inner circle, life will make more sense than it's making right now. Thank you.
Amazing. If you get to the inner circle, life will make more sense than it is. And I love that analogy. You get out of the water, you get cold. You catch cold. If you are planning to get yourself out of the ark, cold, rain will hit you. Do your destiny a favor so that you not catch cold when you come out of that water. Right? Even though you have not drowned, don't swim and fly out, so that you will not catch cold outside. It's been amazing listening to you, Engineer Esther, and we're going to let you go. And this is the end of my intentional parenting journey today. Tomorrow we'll meet you again while we continue my intentional parenting journey. I don't even know the guests that we're having tomorrow, but I think we're having a couple. It's going to be really exciting. And Engineer Esther, thank you for remembering the books and all of that. We are running out of time. I think we'll have just 2 minutes to go. And I didn't want us to actually exceed 30 minutes. And yes, by the way, so it's very important that we get to do the things that we need to do and move our lives the way that it must be moved. And thank you so much for sharing your time and your life with us. Because one of the things that we say is that your time is your life. The fact that you're sharing this is that you have your part of your life shared with us. Shout out to Pastor Godsday. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. And thank you for bringing your wife over to us and also bringing yourself. We really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, we're going to let you go, Engineer Esther. Thank you so much. And yes, thank you everybody for joining us this morning. All right, this morning, I need to leave Benin. All right, so I want to leave Benin. I have a flight to catch. Thank you so much for being here. It's been an amazing journey. Every single one of us, throttling and listening to Engineer Esther. If you didn't get anything today, listen to me. Borrow money. get into the inner circle, and that will be the last money you would ever need to borrow in your life, provided you do every instruction that drops on that platform. If it doesn't happen, come back for your money, because I know with exactitude, what your life will be if you ever, get into this space. I am effortlessly the number one parent coach you're going to meet. Your brother is saying just about Benin. Please go to the beginning. There's a lot of gist about Benin. That means you have fobered yourself. You came late. All right? You came late today. I shall meet you in the yards, Architect Brenda. Thank you again, Yarders. And shout out again to Benin Yarders. UK Yarders, are you ready? Are you ready? See you on Thursday. Do not ever miss that. Don't forget, there is a part of your life that will remain unlocked if you do not join the right kind of community. And here, you have the right community that you need. Thank you so much, and do have an amazing, amazing day. Don't forget, it's 100,000 naira per annum. Pay now so that you will not have to pay a price that you don't even know whether you can pay tomorrow. Start now and unlock those things in your life that God really wants you to unlock. Have an amazing day, everybody, and see you tomorrow.
Birmingham, are you ready? On the 26th of October, Coach Wendy is coming to Birmingham.
So what can you expect? Parenting insights that will help revolutionize your approach. Mindset shifts that will help you raise confident and empowered kids. Support and encouragement from a community of like-minded parents. You don't want to miss it.
It's a networking opportunity within a thriving parenting community. And it's also a place where you get real-life examples and solutions to your parenting roadblocks. It's going to be a judgment-free zone where you're open to discuss all your parenting concerns. And it's an opportunity to learn and to be impacted by a world-class parent coach.
It's going to be amazing, insightful, and life-transforming.
Coach Wendy, Coach Kunle, and Coach Ebuka will be speaking to us on this day conference. You don't want to miss it.
Come and receive skills, tools, strategies that will help you in your parenting.
To register, use the link on the screen or scan the barcode to pay the fee of £53.
Arrival time is 9:15 British Standard Time.
I will certainly be there.
I will be there.
10,000 copies of these books pre-ordered already. Have you been able to pre-order my latest books? Raising the boy you don't need to bail out, Raising the Girl with Sense, Raising the Trophy Child is Congratulations, Celebrations, and Challenges, The Parenting Advantage, and Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, Volume 4. These are all my latest books, and for 28,000 naira, you can get all of this bundle instead of paying a 40,000 naira, a whooping 12,000 naira discount. If you're buying individual copies, you would pre-order them at 6,000 naira each copy. You'll still be spending or saving some 2,000 naira to it. Join us now to be part of the people who are revolutionizing parenting. These books will save your life.